Alrighty. So my name is Kelly Brown. I am the president of the Mixed Martial Arts Club on campus at York College. Um, so this year looks a little bit different, as we all know. So I'm just gonna tell you all a little bit about what Mixed Martial Arts Club looks like on campus right now and what we do. And that's our vice president, treasurer, and everybody else down there on the front page. If you have any questions, you can reach out to almost any of them. All right, so we learn every kind of mixed martial arts in and under the sun as much as we can. We learn the basics of all kinds of different styles, including Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, and many others. And if you have any interest or what is the word? I'm blanking on the word. Or background in other martial arts, you can always incorporate your styles with us. We always love to learn new things. We welcome that and encourage that as much as we can. And we usually build up to working towards more advanced skills. So we start you out at the basics and then we build you up. And if you know more advanced skills, you just keep going all the way up to your little heart saps. Okay. Anyone can join. We are a club that anybody can join, even if you have 13 plus years of experience. I have 12 to 13 years. We have people on eBoard that have 1 year of experience with just the club in general, and we have people with no experience. So we vary very much. It's definitely a very inclusive club. We welcome everybody with open arms and smiles. Um, you don't have to always participate. You can just kind of sit out if you're not exactly comfortable with what we're going to do just yet. You just want to see what's going on. That's perfectly fine. We want you to feel as comfortable as possible. And you might learn something by just watching, and that's perfectly okay too. But we always want to make sure you feel comfortable during club. So we meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 9 in the Grumbacher Sport and Fitness Center in the multi-purpose room. I'm blanking on the number. I think it's like 361 or something like that. It's if you go through the turnstiles and you enter through Grum, there's a hallway on the left. We're the first door on the left. It says the right, but we're on the left. So don't read that. We're on the left. So if you turn left, you keep turning left. If you can only come to part of the meeting, that is fine. Just let us know in advance, like through our group me or email or text us, whatever, what have you. Just let us know you're only going to be able to make it for part of the meeting, either the before part at the very beginning or a little bit later in the evening. And that's fine. How do you sign up? Download the YCP Rec app. You can sign up there or through imleagues.com. IMLeagues is so fun, but YCP Rec app works as well. You choose sport clubs, you scroll all the way down to MMA club, you choose mixed martial arts club, and then you join the team and fill out the paperwork prior to attending your first meeting. So you cannot participate until you fill out all that paperwork, and that's very important. That is not a new rule, but more of a stricter rule this year, that you have to fill out all the paperwork before coming to your first meeting. But once you're all signed up, all you gotta do is show up. So it's pretty easy. And I can see on my end if you signed all the paperwork, and we'll put in reminders to our group me saying, hey, if you haven't signed it up, if you have a line through your name, just click buttons on the forms and then you're all good. So obviously this year, club looks more different than it has in the past 2 years that I've run it. With COVID and everything, we're still meeting, but it's definitely not as the same as it used to be. We can't practice on each other. That's not social distancing, so we can't do any partner drills or anything. So we can't actually physically hit each other or touch each other, which means, unfortunately, no sparring this year. Because that is not socially distanced at all. You're not 6 feet from each other. You're like inches close to each other. And we wear a mask at all times while we practice. Even when we're doing like more physical things like some running drills or something, you're always wearing your mask inside the room. And you have to bring your own water bottle. The water fountains are not in use right now, so you have to bring your own water with you. Um, if you don't have approval to be on campus, that means that symptom check email that you get in the morning, you cannot attend practice. So if you know you're not going to be on campus that day, but you're like, oh, I have club later, but I'm not going to go to class, so I just hit the I'm not on campus button. Technically, you still can't come to club. So you still have to hit buttons that say, no, I'll be on campus, even if you're not going to be there until later. All you got to do is show up with your phone with that green check mark on your email, and then you're all set to go with that. But if you do not come with that, you cannot practice, unfortunately, which I don't like to say bye, but I might have to. Um, and then once again, if you haven't filled out the paperwork, you cannot participate. Um, if you fill out our paperwork with our help once the meeting has begun, you have to wait until the next meeting to participate. And the system does take a while to process everything, and Grum is definitely cracking down on it. So I don't approve the paperwork. Nobody on eBoard approves the paperwork. The people who oversee clubs approve the paperwork. Usually they're pretty quick about it during the day, but if you do it at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, I don't think many of them check their phones. So I don't think they are approving them that late at night. And another thing about COVID, we have these little boxes in the multipurpose room. You have to stay in your box as you do the moves that we demonstrate around us. So stay in that little box. Don't try to gravitate towards your friend and try to touch them. Don't do that. But other than that, that's the new COVID rules, where we're still working out our kinks and stuff with that, but it's a learning curve as well as everything else with COVID is this year. Um, yeah, as far as when we're going to start meeting, I don't know yet. We have to figure that out of when we can meet again. It's not going to be this Monday. That's a little too soon for the fire. Um, but probably maybe towards the end of the week, beginning of next week, we might be able to start something. But if you're interested, you can always reach out to us. My email is kbrown93@ycp.edu. You can always look through our eBoard members to see who else is there you might want to email or message. We're all very, very friendly. Nobody's gonna like be mean to anybody. But yeah, that's all of us right there on the front page. And you can reach out to any of us and we'll give you as much information as we know and as we can. But yeah, that's a bit about us. Let us know if you have any questions, and we hope to see new members soon.